Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at noon starts now.
A lifetime of legacy. After nearly 4 decades behind the anchor desk, Carmen Harlan announces her retirement.
And the autumnal equinox is here. Fall is upon us, but fall forgot to tell summer to go away.
And we want to get to breaking news out of Dearborn Heights. That's where just moments ago, the father accused of killing his 4 children and shooting his wife appeared in court for his arraignment. Gregory Vicente Green is his name, convicted murderer of his first wife, now facing more murder charges this afternoon. Green appeared for the first time in court for yesterday's quadruple murder of 4 children, 2 of his own and 2 of his own stepchildren. Local 4's Rod Maloney is joining us out there live right now. And Rod, just how many charges is Green actually facing?
Rod, this is one of those cases where just when you think you understand the breadth and width of the evil in this case, it only gets worse. And I guess the only thing good that you can take away from this is that Green himself admitted in open court today that he doesn't think he should be on the streets, and he received no bond. With both chains and handcuffs restraining him for extra security, a very muscular-looking 49-year-old Gregory Vicente Green slowly hobbled into the courtroom this morning. He's charged with 10 felony counts, 4 murder charges for allegedly killing both his children and his stepchildren in cold blood on Tuesday night. He's also charged with 4 counts of assault with a deadly weapon and felony firearms possession in the torture of his wife. He also is facing a habitual offender count because he had been previously convicted of murdering his first wife, who was pregnant. He sat silent during most of the 5-minute hearing, but when the judge asked him if he had anything to say about his bond,
I don't think it's serious.
And the desperately sad part of this case is that in the releasing of the charges, Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office gave more detail about the horror that occurred inside this Hip Street home in Dearborn Heights. Prosecutors say that Green deliberately shot his wife in the foot and carved up her face with a razor knife, and then shot her oldest children in front of her to torture her. This apparently occurred after he'd murdered his own 2 children using carbon monoxide poisoning in a car in the driveway. Now, in case you really couldn't make it out, and it was hard to hear, he essentially said that he did not deserve any bond. And so now the question becomes, what is next? Well, he has probable cause hearing and also a preliminary exam where they lay out more of the evidence in the case. Those will come up in the beginning and middle of October. Back to you.
And Rod, this is just a very disturbing and sad story all around. A lot of people in the community talking about this. As far as family members, though, have we heard from any of them today?
Well, actually I did, Evrod. Here's the thing. There was nobody in court with Green, for Green, against Green. There was nobody here in the courthouse for him. But we were able to talk exclusively to Chadney Allen, the father of the 2 oldest children in this case, and we will hear from him later on Local 4 News at 4 and 6.
All righty. Well, we'll definitely be tuning in for that. Rod, thank you. Brandon Rear joining me now as we talk about the wonderful fall, summer forecast, whatever you want to call it.
There are some September 22nds where you would see Rod Maloney in a jacket out there, but instead he's fending off the sun and rolling up the sleeves. It's very summer-like. 10:21 a.m. Fall began today, and temperatures are not falling. They're rising. 81 here at Metro, 81 degrees, City Airport. It's 79 in Pontiac, 80 in Lapeer, 81 in Ann Arbor, and the warm spot 83 in Monroe. Temperatures are a good 1 to about 7 to 11 degrees. Look at that, even 13 degrees warmer in Flint right now than it was just 24 hours ago. So we're on a warming trend. Temperatures in the low 80s now, getting into the middle 80s. A little milky high cloud cover over the area, but no rain. Feels a lot like summer. We've got these warm winds blowing up from the south and not only bringing warmer air in, but it's also driving some of the showers in the vicinity away from us. So we'll track shower chances heading into your Friday coming up. For the meantime, a dry start to fall. Evrod.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, after nearly 4 decades right here in this very studio, our very own Carmen Harlan has announced her retirement from Local 4 News. Now, it won't happen until November, but she is joining us on the phone right now, the legend herself. Carmen, first of all, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome, everyone. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing
great, actually.
That is good to hear.
Really, I'm hiding in my garden right now.
The news, obviously, very sad news, not just for us here at Local 4, but for the entire community.
It really isn't. It is a moment in time that I knew was coming, and I think the audience probably did too. But it's been a wonderful, wonderful ride, and I'm telling you, I'm speechless. I really don't have the words to tell you how grateful I am and how appreciative I've been to have had such a wonderful career here in Detroit.
Yes, and we are looking at some of the video of some of the stories that you've covered.
You're not. Are
some
you
of
really?
Yes, we are. What is going to be your biggest and greatest memory of Detroit, of Local 4 News?
You know what? I'm afraid today might really supersede everything because because I'm living in the present right now, and you know, I knew that people would react, but the fact that it's, you know, creating such a buzz has I don't know. I'm just so surprised in a way.
Well, let's talk about what you're going to be doing, because you're going to be retiring, and what are you going to be doing in your spare time now?
Well, I have to figure that out, don't I? You know, I hope that I've got some projects in the works. I can't talk about it right now, but I'm quite excited about them, and one in particular. And so when it's time to talk about that, I will. And other than that, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing until November 11th. So we've got an election to get through. I'm looking forward to the debates like everybody else, and we'll be glad to see this finally come to an end in the next month or so. So there's still a lot of work to be done. Yes, and the good thing is you get to spend more time with your grandchildren, which we know are very near and dear to your heart. Yes, they are. They are, and I know you're far, far away from that, but believe me, God saves a special place in your heart for grandchildren. And but first you have to raise, you know, their parents first, and but it really is. And once that's awakened, I mean, it's like, oh wow, and it feels so good that you understand that the role that you play is significant and very important. You know, and I don't want to miss that. You leave behind a legacy here in Detroit, and we are so thankful for the time that you've given to us. And we know you're not going away just yet, so we're looking forward to the remaining time that we have. I'm not. As I said, I will be here, and we will get through the next 2 months and see what happens after the election, and we'll talk again, I'm sure. Yes, we certainly will. All right, Carmen Harlan, thank you so much for joining us. Have a good day. You too. See you at 5, 6. Yes, we'll be definitely tuning in then. And of course, we've got more information, some more photos of Carmen throughout the years on our website. You can see a slideshow there and just reminisce of everything that has happened in the past 38 years. Just go to clickondetroit.com for that. All right, new this afternoon, Dearborn police say that they have the man wanted for several home invasions in the Metro Detroit area, as well as 7 other states. Police arrested 37-year-old Gary Saunders and 35-year-old Antonio Berry during a break-in. Investigators believe the men are responsible for a home break-in that happened just yesterday on Gully Street. The two are now facing home invasion charges. Police say that their arrests are huge for the community.
I think the most dangerous aspect of these two guys is that they stole these weapons out of one of the B&Es, one or more of the B&Es, and that puts our entire community at risk, and it certainly puts the officers, the men and women that have to take them on, at risk.
Now, both men that you see pictured here are being held on a $500,000 bond. And now a very disturbing story out of Warren. A man there facing child pornography charges after FBI agents say that he videotaped naked boys while they were changing. Now, according to reports, Timothy Decker was arrested by federal agents on Monday. Prosecutors say that Decker had video of naked children dating back to 2011 and that the 58-year-old recorded boys in a locker room at the Warren Community Center, as well as private parties and functions. Visitation continues today for Detroit Police Sergeant Kenneth Stile. Visitation services being held today from 2 until 9 p.m. at the Wujik Calcaterra Funeral Home in St. Clair Shores. Hundreds attended the visitation last night to pay their final respects to Sergeant Stile. He'll be laid to rest on Friday at St. Joan of Arc in St. Clair Shores. That's at 11 a.m. There will then be the resurrection ceremony. People will be gathering there in Clinton Township. A popular Detroit bar is at the center of a social media controversy after the owner posted a status about a deadly police shooting in Tulsa. His name was Marco Gerent. He's also the co-owner of Bookie's Bar and Grill, and he posted a status on his page about the shooting. Things got a little bit heated between him and a friend, and that conversation soon went viral, with people on Twitter promising to boycott the restaurant. He has since issued an apology and even went as far to delete his Facebook account. Chaos in Charlotte, North Carolina now, as today the city is on edge after a second night of violent protests following a deadly police shooting. Police lined the downtown streets and fired tear gas in an attempt to clear the crowd. The anger comes after the police shooting of 43-year-old Keith Scott. Police say that Scott failed to drop his weapon when they ordered him to. Family members, however, say that there was no weapon and that he was simply holding a book. A picture obtained by NBC News shows what appeared to be a gun by Scott's body just moments after that shooting. Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton's daughter, Chelsea Clinton, is in Michigan today campaigning for her mother. Clinton is going to be making stops in Grand Rapids and East Lansing today before eventually heading to Flint tomorrow for a briefing on the Flint water crisis. Meanwhile, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump continues to campaign in Ohio after speaking at a Cleveland town hall meeting last night. All right, next here on Local 4 News at noon, the divorce that's taken the world by storm. There are new shocking allegations against Brad Pitt that might tell us why Angelina Jolie is calling it quits. Plus, a firestorm of criticism continues on Capitol Hill. We've got the latest on the EpiPen case that is going on right now. And just weeks after launching a new flavor of ice cream, Bluebell issuing a recall for one of its most popular flavors. That and a whole lot more coming up next.
Who cares about?
And now to some shocking news out of Hollywood as Brad Pitt is reportedly being investigated for child abuse. Angelina Jolie filed for divorce from Pitt on Monday, citing irreconcilable differences. But now Pitt is being investigated by the Los Angeles Police Department and Child Protective Services after an alleged incident on a private jet. Jolie is requesting physical custody of the couple's 6 children, although she has asked the judge to grant Pitt's visitation rights. The CEO of pharmaceutical company that sells EpiPen injectors facing more questions on Capitol Hill now about the dramatic increase in the cost of the life-saving drug. Prices of the emergency medical device have risen from $100 in 2007 to more than $600. Mylan's CEO has also been criticized for increases in her salary during that time. She argued that the company only makes $50 on each EpiPen and that they're going to be offering rebates for its customers. And now we have a recall alert for you from Bluebell Creamery issuing this recall of some of its ice cream over fears that they might contain listeria. Now, the affected cartons contain chocolate chip cookie dough, and they've been distributed in 10 states. The products can be identified by the date code on the bottom of the carton that you see it right there. Although no illnesses have been reported, the company is urging all of its customers not to eat those recalled products and to return them to a store for a full refund. All right, still ahead here on Local 4 News at noon. It's the first day of fall, and you know what that means? Good TV. So after the break, I'll have a sneak peek into the newest season of Chicago Med, which premieres tonight. Brandon?
Mother Nature missed this one. It is the first day of fall, as Evrod mentioned, but temperature 81 feels like 83. Shower chances on your Friday that will create a more fall-like feel. 7-day forecast is next.
When death comes calling, it is the morgue investigators who answer.
They got a deceased person in the van behind their office max here.
Trained in narcotics, rape, assault, homicide, working night and day, arriving just moments after the last breath is taken.
Death by violence, shooting, beating, stabbing, drowning, poisoning is a medical examiner case.
When, where, how did a person die? Morgue investigators hunt for evidence that can determine if it's a homicide or natural death. Meet those who bring answers to families desperate for closure tonight at 11.
Right now, the Detroit Tigers are selling individual tickets for potential American League Wild Card and Division Series games. Tickets are only available through the Tigers website, with suites available for all postseason games. The American League Wild Card game is scheduled for Thursday, October 4th. The time and field has not yet been released.
All right, fingers crossed. Hopefully we're going to get on that one. I skipped ahead of myself here. Let's get back to the temperatures out there. Temperature right now in the city of 81 degrees. Feels like 83. We have that southwest wind at 7. Other than that, it's just about everywhere into the 80s. 84 in Troy, 81 in Ann Arbor. Howell, the lone exception, at 79 degrees. We will hit 86, feeling more like 87, 88 with the humidity up just a little bit today. But it really is the last of the warm days in the 7-day stretch. 65 degrees overnight. Sun sets tonight at 7:30. Your evening plans, after school practices, all of that good to go. We're getting a little more sunshine here, although it's milky at times. We'll get back into that several hours from now, but this is that time we're really going to start to see temperatures warming up quickly into those middle, maybe upper 80s. Very summer-like here on the first day of fall. Rain chances are elsewhere, skimming across the very tip of the thumb and moving up into northern lower. Stationary front across northern lower and the UP is going to move south as a cold front as we head into tomorrow. It does bring a couple of drips and drops for the morning, but that's about it. Here's a look at the timeline. 3 o'clock this afternoon. Still a little hazy, a little milky out there. Here comes that cool front, mainly dry as it comes in, but a quick little shower during the mid-morning hours tomorrow as this front comes through, and maybe a quick little splash and dash through the afternoon. That should be about it. We'll get a few more clouds on Saturday, more sun on Sunday. Temperatures cut down by about 10 degrees tomorrow with an isolated shower or two, no big deal. Saturday only 71. The JDRF one walk. This is the walk to cure diabetes. That is Sunday, and we are looking good, but quite a bit of rain likely to hit us next week, scattered about on Monday and Tuesday, and what could be a real deluge on Wednesday.
Alrighty, Brandon, thank you. We are so excited for another night of action here on Local 4 as the second season of Chicago Med premieres. The medical drama centers around the day-to-day chaos inside of Chicago's trauma center, as well as the lives of all the hospital staff. Now, we spoke with one of the stars of the show, Brian T. He plays Dr. Ethan Choi, and let us in on what we can expect to see tonight.
I myself have now become the new chief resident, and I feel like as a chief resident, I like to run a tight ship, you know, per se, but to the chagrin of my other co-character, Maggie. So we butt heads a little bit, and it's that kind of conflict and that kind of relationship, especially with the storylines that we have that are all topical and within the medicine environment, that kind of have this perfect blend together.
We are so excited to watch Chicago Med tonight on Local 4 at 9 p.m. right after Superstore. That's at 8, and The Good Place is at 8:30. After that, there's The Blacklist at 10, followed by, of course, Local 4 News. You can join us for that at 11. And then The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is at 11:30. A lot of TV to watch tonight. We can't wait. There's more to come right here on Local 4 News at noon, though. He was chased in the water. And wait until you find out what had this kayaker speeding to shore. That's coming up next.
Words to describe.
Okay, so look, this kayaker got quite the surprise out in the water.
What was that?
I know, right? He's from Virginia and caught it all on camera as he was kayaking in a small bay when a black-tipped shark came out of nowhere and bit his paddle.
Yeah, the shark then swims to the other side, trying to take a chomp out of the paddle again. Kayaker says the shark swam off and he headed back to dry land.
I would be terrified. Have a great day, everybody.